Good morning, guys. It's been a little while, but I've been kind of just chipping away on the Mustang over here. There's so many like little things I've had to do and just figure out, and boring stuff to film, and it's like, it feels like no progress forward, but it is very small progress, which kind of snowballs into the bigger progress, but yada yada yada. There's steps to it, there's layers, all those good excuses of why the car's not done yet. Today I wanted to try a little bit of exhaust fitment. So obviously this car is LS swapped, and it's a street car, a drag and drive car, LS power glide, so it's probably going to be a little droney on the highway. So I wanted to put a full exhaust on it so that we can hopefully save our eardrums just a little bit. The tinnitus starting to get to me and I don't enjoy it that much, so trying to save myself a little. So in this box we have a Hooker Blackheart Performance exhaust, and this came directly from the good people over at Holley. It is a SN95 exhaust system, and we're gonna mat it to our, or figure out how to mat it to our, you know, headers over there with the LS. So let's open this thing up and see what we got in here. What's up, Bowser? All right, I haven't opened this thing up yet, but we'll see what it looks like. I ordered this a really long time ago, so I don't really know what, I don't really remember exactly which one I ordered. They have options. Okay. We got an X-pipe, clamps. These look like some more, they almost look like resonators, but they're not. Nope, not resonators. Here is the nice bread and butter. This is the before axle dump, I believe is the one I went with. So it's just gonna have a little turn down and a little muffler right before the axles, I believe. All right, so not all that much. We got, you know, 6 pipes or 5 pipes. That's it, and then a bunch of clamps. And then these headers have V-bands off the back of them. And I have the other sides of the V-bands and stuff. I even have like these little pipes that have a little bit of V-band on them, so I can do that. But unfortunately, the way that these V-bands are, it's kind of weird. Oh no, they were fine like that. But yeah, so if I have to do something like this and cut it, but it goes down very slightly, so I don't know what I'll have to do, but that's the plan, is to figure that out now, so that, you know, even if, obviously I'm not going to install the whole exhaust right now, but I need to figure out how it's all going to connect and be connected so I can install it when that time comes. So let's get this thing going and see what needs to happen. So the exhaust is fully mocked up now. There's very little I need to do to make it work, which is really cool. The X-pipe may be a little lower. I may have to play with that a little bit. It's kind of hard to have everything hung like this, but very little. This with a little bit of finagling will line up, and then this one lines up pretty good there. But like I said, if I swap these 2 pipes around, move some stuff around, I might be able to get these flush with each other, and then I can use a piece like this, cut it right here, and then use the clamp as like a slip clamp. Use the same slip fasteners that they kind of use like this. But I really like how this works right here. So basically it dumps right before the axle, which is exactly what I was kind of envisioning, because if you want to try to go out the back, you have to go up and over the axle, which is really tough for, you know, just a car that has a lot going on back here. There's going to be a fuel tank back here. There's going to be fuel lines and stuff. There's all the suspension components. The suspension moves so much. Obviously OEM does it, but you know, we're running 3-inch all the way back, so it's a little more difficult. But full stainless, full exhaust to right at the rear end here, which is really cool. And I think it shouldn't be too loud. These mufflers aren't huge, but you know, if you exit it far enough back and at the ground, helps a lot. So I'm going to finish mocking this up and see how I can connect these and kind of make this exhaust permanent in a way, I guess. Guys, check it out. Dang. It's a true fabricator in this building. I'm gonna clean it up with a grinder, but as far as I can tell, that'll probably hold. And I didn't warp it that badly. It was also, the other one is already in, and this one is a little nicer. I don't know if you can see those welds, but this one was done by a professional, Hayden Meticulous. He did this a couple years ago when I used these headers and this exhaust on my Camaro. That one actually, when they had these headers. And now I just kind of slipped it into there, and it's V-banded and then a slip joint. Not exactly my preferred route, but it works. I mean, it's fine. It's just one extra slip joint, really. It's not like I can save all that much by just welding these together. It's just one clamp. So this is how that's gonna be. I haven't tightened everything down yet, so I can twist it, and then just gotta do the other one and we should be good to go. Letting this thing cool down a little bit, and then clean it up, grind it down a little bit, make sure that there's no leaks or anything, and then cut it so that it's the right length, and we should be good to go. So I'll be honest, it definitely doesn't look great. Oh, there's a little leak right there. I can already tell. All right, so I'm gonna fix that, but other than that, I don't think we'll have any other ones. So let me just grind this thing down before I finish welding it. All right, I made it look a little nicer now. Kind of skewed off course there, but otherwise looks terrible. But this is my welding practice. All right, now I cut this little nub, like coupler off, and then it can go right onto there. And then I just put the coupler to it, and we should be good to go. I didn't want to modify the headers at all or this exhaust. I'd rather just leave it the way it is and just use these guys, and then 2 extra clamps. Well, the whole exhaust is done, mocked up, and I really am happy with how it came out. It doesn't tuck enough up as I would like, but I mean, they're kind of hard to tell until I really lower the car down. But I'm really happy with how this exhaust came out and how everything looks on it and how it all fits together, where it ends, the size, all that kind of good stuff. So super pumped. That's a friggin' sick exhaust for this thing. Nice and simple, just held up by zip ties for now. But really, really just a good overall fitting exhaust. My next step after the exhaust, I wanted to mount up the catch can, so I found this little spot right here, drilled a little circle hole in there, scratched up the inner fender well pretty good, you know, normal stuff when you have a $1,000 Mustang that you don't care all that much about. Normal stuff. Cut the fender well out, dropped this older style Motion Raceworks catch can into there, and then got all the fittings figured out that I need on the valve covers here. You guys are gonna love this one. So I tapped the oil cap for the catch can, which is not an awesome way to do it, but not a terrible way to do it, so not too bad. And then I could just go that way with one line, and then the other line I put a -10 back here, and I'm just gonna go this way and then into the catch can. So super simple. Catch can being forward isn't too bad because with G-forces it'll kind of keep the fluid in, but the vapors will go out. I really prefer to put them in the trunk, but for, you know, time constraints and everything like that, just gonna put it right up here, right in front of the driver's side tire like that, real safe. But when you're in an engine bay like this, you really don't have all that much space to put a catch can. That space looks good, but there's gonna be some brake components there, and catch cans are pretty tall and you have to be able to drain them, so they're actually kind of a pain to find a good spot for a catch can. So this should be good. I can drain it from under here. I just have to kind of lay under it and, you know, reach under the bumper. So it shouldn't be too bad. And keep plugging away. Next week we should have a bunch of Motion Raceworks parts coming for this thing, so I'm really excited about that. And then we can really get some more done on this car because we don't have a lot of time. But I am pretty confident it should be done. The cage is going to be my only real question. Cage, wheels, tires, seats are my only big question marks still on the car. So fingers crossed for me. Well, I'm going to leave it there for now. We got the exhaust figured out and it's not on right now, but it's done and ready to go back on. Did a couple other things, mounted the catch can, tapped this for the overflow so I could have a push lock instead of like a big rubber hose, and then I'll just put that into probably tap the catch can or something. I don't know yet, but got that figured out. Got the belt setup done, ready to go on that. Just waiting on the 8 rib setup, and then I can do the water lines, and then I can wire up the fan, and then I can do the rest of it. Just I wanted to make sure I knew exactly where 8 rib setup is going to be. Next week we'll probably end up getting injectors, fuel system, trans cooler, all that stuff, and then that's really what's needed for the final wiring, plumbing, and all that good stuff. And then we can hopefully get a first start in like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at most for first start. So that's really cool, really pumped for that because we need to hear it. We need to make sure that it sounds okay. So getting really close on this thing. It's coming together really quick. Just a lot of the driving aspects are gonna need to be done. The running isn't too far, but driving is kind of far. I usually don't like haggling. I usually don't like hodgepodging together for a first start. A lot of people do that. They'll like, you know, the harness isn't really in the car or anything like that. I'd really rather make sure that it starts ready to go, but we'll see. That never usually happens, but we'll see what happens. So that's where we're gonna stop it for now. Car looks awesome. Really happy with the progress it's making. I mean, I got like power wires ran. I got a bunch of stuff ran and figured out. AC is like my last priority. I'm gonna literally do everything else and then AC and heat, worry about those way at the end because they are bottom priority. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of content this week, but thank you guys so much for watching. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time.